Hey guys, Panda here. So we just had our third company hit a $10 million run rate. So that's over 835K a month. Oh, over 833, whatever the exact number is. And so I wanted to show you exactly how we do it and how we engineer this within companies. So that way, you can see the similarities between what we're doing with the Startups in our program and what you're doing in your business. And so if you're in the program, great, just follow along. You've probably seen this before. If you're not in the program, I'm excited for you. Okay, so this is something that's what we call the reverse engineering sheet or growth engineering sheet. And here's what we do. First, we set the goal. Then we identify what the conversion will be to get to that goal. And then we identify what traffic you're going to need to be able to get to that goal. And that's really because this is essentially the three main things you need to focus on for your startup to be successful. You got to have a traffic source, something that's bringing you people that want to interact with the product. You want to have a conversion point, so something that's converting those people into buying, paying money for your product, so you don't have to be on the fundraising hamster wheel. And then lastly, you want a product to sell, something that consistently gives your customers results and can take them through a customer journey from being in pain and having a problem to having, a solution and being happier. So let's get back to it. So first, you want to set the goal. So like I said, I want to set an 8-figure goal for you guys. So this is what it's going to work out for our company based on our product lines. Then you want to input your products here, and that'll spit out a couple of different things. One is how many units you need to sell, and two is how much each product line will need to bring in for you to hit that goal. And you can do the breakdown of the product lines here. So essentially 5% of the total revenue is going to come from our growth program. 50%, 47.5% is going to come from our, refocus program, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's what you're going to get here. Next, you want to take your close rates and put them in here. So historical is great. This is our Q1 close rate for any demos that come in. So you just want to put it in here, and that'll break it down to how many demos you need for the entire year to be able to hit your goal. Okay. Then that gets broken down to how many demos you need every month, how many demos you need every week, how many demos you need every day. And so that way on a daily basis, you'll know if you're getting closer or further away from your goal and how you're averaging. Like you'll have a much easier way to gut feel your way through hitting this 8-figure goal that you may or may not have. Okay, so next what you're going to do is break that conversion down into traffic. This is for B2B sales. I've also used the same process for B2C, just so you guys know. And you just want to change this to add to carts instead of demos. Okay, so traffic. There's a couple main traffic points that are working well this year. Cold email, tried and true, always a winner. If you link it up with some SDRs, like it does a really, really good job. You can also add cold calling in there, but your highest bang for your buck is usually going to be cold email. Content is going to be great. Any video content that you can put out, that's going to convert calls. And then hitting up the current customer list that you have. So all your leads, your no-shows, your website visitors, all of that, you want to be able to convert those into calls. And so you want to put some KPIs in for, what the conversion to a call will be from the initial point. So for emails, we say contacts needed. For content, it's like how many people will view your content. And for lists, it's like how big your list is. So you can see like, okay, if I take this percentage of the total goal of the demos, will I have enough inputs to be able to hit that? Okay. In the middle, if you're doing B2B sales, you want to break down your demos into intro calls and then contacts needed. So how many intro calls do you need to hit the amount of demos you need to hit the amount of sales you need, right? You want to just break it down more and more and more. And then contacts are actually going to be your, main unit that you can measure. If your team, and I'm assuming you guys have teams, if you're doing this yourself, that works too, doesn't have enough leads to go after, whether they're cold leads or warm leads, like down here, then you're just not going to hit your goal. And so you need to make your focus over here. Does that make sense so far? There's no way for you to answer that. So comment below if it makes no sense. If it does make sense, great. So next is I want you to add some inbound growth this year too. And so what we're doing is we're adding we've always done Facebook ads. We're adding YouTube ads this year. They seem to be working pretty well for the industry. And this is just Google ads, but with a video format. And so what you want to do is take the percentages of this goal and create a budget for yourself. So now I know, okay, based on this contacts number, I know how many SDRs I'll need. I know how much I need to spend on lists. So that gives me my sales budget. And based on how many calls you need and how much it'll cost per call from the channel, you can break down what your monthly cost is going to be for your advertising budget. Okay. As well as any media team that you need, anyone that's actually going to be running that channel. And so what this essentially does is it takes this big goal, it breaks it down into demos. It breaks it down into the number of intro calls you need. It breaks it down to the number of contacts you need. It breaks it down to the exact budget that you're going to need to be able to hit your goal. And so you have significantly more control and insight on whether or not things are going to plan. And then you can adjust your team. You can adjust your systems. You can adjust your strategies to make sure that you're hitting the right numbers to be able to get to this goal. Okay. So at this point, you're probably like, great, you made a Google Sheet, or I've made a bunch of Google Sheets. Does that actually translate into reality? The difference between this becoming reality and not is your ability to handle your emotions when things don't go the right way. And I guarantee you, it is not possible for someone that's not doing this to suddenly start consistently hitting their numbers every single day. Okay, it's not going to be possible for you to hit these 3 demos every single day if you've never, stuck to numbers before, or even if you stick to numbers but you're not really sure. So dealing with the emotions is actually the biggest part of business that no one talks about. Everybody talks about like, oh, if you scale, here's a tactic that you can use to be able to blah, blah, blah. But if you can't deal with your emotions, even when you do succeed, you're going to take 2-3 steps back and get back to where you started. Maybe this has happened to you before, where your business bank account or your personal bank account is back at a lower level than when you started. Even though you made money and you made profit and things were going well, you somehow spend it all and you're not able to consistently stack wealth or free cash flow or just stack successes within your business. And so if you're having trouble with that, then I recommend joining one of our programs, because the best way to deal with emotion is you want to just do it with friends. Like, you don't want to do it alone and suffer alone, like on your own in this little corner of the world that is your house, office, bedroom, wherever you work. And so that's what really we've built this accelerator for you to be able to go through this and solve these problems and de-stress like with friends. And so there's 2 main programs that people join. If you want to get to $1 million a year, you want to join the growth program, which is like really, really step-by-step. If you want to get to 10 million a year, we want you to join the scale program. And this is to put you in a group where, you're going to be around people that are, Ram has like been in multiple accelerators, sold companies, done significantly well. And he's doing really well right now with his company in our program too. And he's not in here anymore, but he was able to hit hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, grew 40% month on month. Jan has been scaling like crazy. Like, you're just going to be around some people that, like, all of us have emotions and like experience them. And it's not about like getting rid of those emotions. It's about your ability to not react to those emotions. It's about your ability to feel like crap, but still make good decisions on the days that you feel like that. And it's really easy to do that when you see other people doing it actively and you can kind of mirror them. And so this is the program that we've created for you guys. You're going to learn at your own pace in your own way. This is not like you have to show up, you have to do X, Y, Z. Like, we're all adults. And so just show up when you want to, hang out with your friends when you want to, and build your business with people that you want to build it with. This is very, very optional. And I just want you to be able to use it in whatever way is best for you. So one is we have this community of 7 to 10 figure founders. We have people in the program that have built billion-dollar companies. And so you'll be able to network with them, meet with them, hang out with them online. We have like social hours like twice a month where you can just jump on and do non-business stuff with people like that and see how other people de-stress and manage their stress. You'll also have access to operating founders. So these are people that are actively growing their companies right now, like us. And you're going to be able to get custom advice from us. We'll also pull in people that have built bigger companies or know things that we don't know. So for example, I'm not an expert on finances. I'll make sure that you get someone like a CFO that's built $100 million+ companies. But also like you're going to get the empathy. Like it's not about like dealing with your emotions. Like I said, it's not about like rejecting your emotion and turning it off. Like it's about just appreciating the emotion, just being like, wow, yeah, this kind of sucks right now. And that's okay. And it's also okay to feel like crap while it sucks, and you'll be able to get over it. You can get onto calls like once a week, sometimes twice a week, depending on the week, and you can just have these conversations with founders. And what I found is we used to do like really like prescriptive advice, and now we just talk through both the problem that you're experiencing and like the plan that you have for your life, and we'll start tweaking the right things and not making massive changes, so that way the problems that you experience get solved in such a way that the plan of your entire life is actually executed. And so it's really really open and wide ranging conversations that solve problems in such a way that you'll get a lot more peace of mind. I don't know how to say that without sounding cheesy. Just from solving in this holistic way. We also have mastermind events and an archive of those events. So we do like 4 one-day live events a year. And so 2 of them are going to be in person in San Francisco, and 2 of them are going to be virtual. And these are really fun because there's a certain amount of energy that you would get if you go to like a big event. And so we take that and we boil it down to this group of founders that are, running companies worth tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. And then everybody just hangs out and gets to nerd out on what they're obsessed with and the problems that they want to solve. And it all kind of just comes together in a way that like things start clicking on multiple levels for your business, your life, your wealth, how you're going to manage that wealth, how you're going to manage retirement for your family, like all these things that people don't really talk about. It all comes together during these mastermind events. And, and we have business tactics and strategies and all that kind of stuff too. But once you have clarity on the life side, it's really like a lot easier to be able to execute on the tactics, trust someone else to be able to execute on the tactics, develop a leadership like mentality and position where you're able to set intention and people are able to take that intention, put it into plan, and put that plan into action, and execute on it, report back with numbers. And as you're getting better at dealing with that emotion, like the people under you are also able to deal with that emotion significantly better. And when they deal with it in a healthy way, like your organization just gets better over time. And that's what these events are really for, is to like instill that within you guys through all the people that we have around us. So that way your team just, gets lifted up as well. There's really 4 main focuses for this. We focus on like personal focus, so like how to execute essentially, and like financial models, then growth models, and then product delivery models. And so like that's where conversations usually lie around outside of the life stuff. But like I said, it's really, really about being able to be in that leadership position. And yeah, if you guys think this would be useful for you, go ahead. You can go to our site, focusfounder.com, and at the bottom of the Refocus Accelerator page, you can just click on the link and apply. And what I'll do is me or someone from my team will be on there on a call with you, and we'll map out, just like I did today with the reverse engineering sheet, that with you, so that way you have a plan to be able to execute on for the rest of this year, so you can hit the goals that you want to hit. Even if you're way behind, it's fine. Like we'll just readjust certain things so that way you can get there. Even if you don't have enough money, like that's fine. As long as you're above like 10 to 30K a month, we can make sure that you get structured in such a way that you can hit that goal, even if it's an 8-figure goal for this year. And yeah, then we can talk about the program and you can learn more about it and join if you want to. If not, like I'll just give you that plan and you can use it and, be able to implement it and yeah, and have a good time with your business. So go to our site, or there's probably a link below depending on where you're watching this, and just click there and apply to book a call with us so we can develop that plan for you. And then I want you to hit your goal this year. Like I really do. So please don't give up on it, even if you're behind. Like, push all that away. Push all your anxieties about the future away. Push all your regrets and analysis of what happened in the past away, and just focus on, like, right now, what can you do to give yourself clarity, so that way you just automatically execute and your team automatically executes on its own without having to worry about procrastination or emotion or all these things. So just push all those things away and get in the zone right now. Apply. Let's get on a call. Let's give you that clarity that you need, so that way you can execute and get to where you want to go. So if you're wondering if this is for you, this is specifically for startup founders, tech founders, or consulting founders with proprietary tech that are making at least $30,000 a month. And if that's you, you're probably struggling with cash flow, and you're probably struggling with making payroll every month. Totally normal to go through that. You're probably struggling with scaling your product team while maintaining a high ROI. That's definitely a step that you have to go through before scaling up your revenue. You're probably struggling with hiring and managing sales teams and agencies, really settling in that traffic and conversion that we talked about earlier. And then you're probably struggling with predictably delegating the day-to-day operations. This is something that's, it's iterative, and you have to keep auditing. So again, totally normal to go through this if you're experiencing this. Some of you are going to be struggling with running your business by the numbers, and then also having at least 20% plus profit margins, because in startup land, we're taught to believe profits are bad, but when you're operating based on free cash flow, you guys will see how Jeff Bezos and even Netflix actually increased their free cash flow while their profits stayed the same. You're probably struggling with finding a peer group of other people, and this is really just friends that you can kind of go through with, and they'll have similar problems to you, or at least they'll have problems at the same scale as you do. And then you're probably struggling with structuring your company for an acquisition, like selling it, or structuring your company for scale. So how this works is, this accelerator is going to give you exactly what you need to start engineering your goals. And so first, after you sign up, we're going to do a custom plan with a one-on-one kickoff call with you and me, and we're going to map out your financial model for the year. We're going to create that same sheet that I mentioned, but you'll get a much cleaner version of it. And we'll make sure that, one, all your assumptions are right, and we're going to test the right assumptions, and then make sure that you're staying on track with all these things, and just measuring actuals versus goals, as well as keep an eye on your team, and keep an eye on your sales and conversions, and just make sure everything's just going step by step throughout the year. Okay, so we're first going to set that plan, and then you're going to start executing on these things. You're also going to have access to live events. So quarterly, we do 1-day live events. 2 are going to be in person, and most of them have been virtual so far on Zoom. And all the events are going to be recorded. And so you can go into this section right here and see a list of all the recordings. So that way, even if you're not able to attend the event, like, it's fine. You'll be able to, still learn and get the energy that you need from them. And these events are really great because, I don't know if you've been to like a conference or anything where there's a large group of people that are excited about the same thing. There's a certain fervor that builds up and gives you momentum even after you leave. And these events are essentially created to boil that down into like really small, intimate settings where you're going to get that momentum and reset and shift from the malaise or kind of the laziness that can start creeping in, especially at the end of the quarter, where like you've either hit your goals or you're not going to hit your goals. You want to be able to reset and do a little turnaround for your energy, for your optimism, for your data. I don't know what to say, like data adherence, like your excitement about your data. It's really great to have these events to go back to. You're also going to get the tools, and this is like exactly what you need to start building up startup systems and testing them and maintaining them. And, I've built enough startups at this point, and we've implemented systems custom for enough startups to where you're just going to get exactly what we're doing inside companies as we're scaling them up to 10 million. We have some that are at 10, scaling up to 100. And so we're just going to give you the best for your specific situation. And this is anywhere from, how to hire and train and manage sales reps to how to, scale up ads so that way, sales are coming in consistently, to, how to go viral online and how to actually manufacture that. There's a lot of different tools that we have that we've used in the past that, we're just going to start giving to you. And making sure that you get access to it. Any tools that you need, like, we'll build together. Like, that's also something that we'll sit down and do. I just want to make sure that you guys have everything you need to be able to be successful. Then after that, there's the online community. This is where you can hang out with founders that are operating at 7 or 8 figure businesses. We used to do it on Slack. And so people used to come in and ask questions, and we talk about, how to scale to 100 million from where people are currently at, or like how to actually find out how much to give people when it comes to salaries and equity. As well as like, okay, what's going on with your ads? Let's take a look and make sure that, you're able to scale them up if you're getting conversions, or fix the conversions if you're not. Like, it's a really great community to have. And so we're transitioning to this right now. So it'll look something like this. This is our Profitable Growth Accelerator community, which is one step lower. But you guys will get access to something like this too. So you'll be able to ask any questions. You'll be able to see when the Q&As are. You'll be able to get access to the really specific videos that only you guys would get access to in this course. Not this course, but this mastermind. And so that's the recordings, but also like specific systems that you need. And there's also like a calendar, so you'll know when the calls are. Then you can hop in and you can see when the social calls are too. So you'll never miss a call. And yeah, that's the community in a nutshell. It's really fun hanging out with people that are serious. It's not the typical hypey startup community. Like, I don't want people celebrating for no reason and just hanging out with each other for no reason. Like, real startup founders are working, and then they use the community to get what they need. That's really, really big for me. So I want to make sure that you guys are using it in the same way as well. Cool. After that, like, we have coaching. So once a week for 2-ish hours, sometimes longer, we'll do a Zoom call where you can talk to me and other operators. And if I don't know how to get you what you need, I'll pull in other operators that have built like $100 million, $1 billion companies. And that's revenue, not valuations, to be able to answer anything and everything that you guys want to learn, or just get insight on, or get fact checked. Like, that's what these calls are for. And also these calls are for, everything outside of business too. So a lot of the times what's stopping you from scaling is stuff in your personal life. And so we want to make sure we can align that with your business goals, your long-term life goals, everything that you want to do while you're on this planet. We also have a social call. So every month we have fun on Zoom on a non-business call. And so people hop on. Some people bring drinks. The highest performing founders, let me tell you right now, they don't bring drinks, but everybody just hops on and we just talk about random stuff. We play games sometimes on Jackbox TV. Like, we just have a good time and get you out of the grind just for like an hour or two. And then we all hop back and get to work. Lastly, you're going to get support. So you're going to get 24/7 support by the community. And you can also email, chat, or call with your success coach. Caroline's our director of success right now. She'll hop on, hang out with you, talk to you about what's wrong in your business, whether it's metrics, whether it's managing people, maybe it's your mindset, maybe it's your team's mindset, maybe you just need to meditate. Like, there's certain things that you'll need in different stages of your business throughout the year, and we'll be here for you. Like, this is really for you when you're at your lowest and your highest, because that's when most of the big bad decisions are made, is like peaks of emotion. And so we want you to reach out to us if things are just going crazy or you feel like hell. Like, that's what we're here for. And, the middle part is what day-to-day is, right? Like, when you're feeling okay, we'll be able to just execute on your business and scale you up. But the highs and lows are really, it's really useful to have someone just to reach out and double check you during those moments. At least, I don't know. That's what I've really benefited from in my life. Cool. So if you want to get started and you're a founder with an existing company that has proprietary tech, making at least $30,000 a month, and you're interested in hanging out with other founders and masterminding with them and solving problems together with them, and you want to maximize your profitable product lines, you want a high valuation, you want lean teams, whether it's one lean team or multiple lean teams, and you just want happy customers, then go ahead and schedule a call using the calendar below, and someone from our team is going to meet with you. And we'll meet with you on Zoom, and we'll see if this is a good fit for you. It'll probably be me, Caroline, or one of the mystery people that are on our site right now. And it'll be a really casual call. It's not going to be salesy. You'll know if you want to do this or not. We're not going to push you to do it faster. We're not going to push you to do it if we don't think this is going to be what changes your year and your life, to be honest. This call is really for you to get clarity on where you want to go and how you want to get there and what kind of impact you want to make on the world. You know, I started this a couple of years ago, right before the pandemic hit, so that way I could help founders make as much impact as possible and really shift the world towards a better place, like where people aren't talking about post-apocalyptic scenarios because of global warming. And we're talking about a brighter future that we're all going to build together, not one where we're giving up hope on solving problems that are frankly solvable, especially by a generation that's like us. And so, yeah, go ahead, click on the link below, book a call. Let's see if this will be good for you. If you qualify, we'll take a look at your website and your company and kind of who you are when you apply. And if you qualify, then we'll shoot you a message saying, hey, your call's on. Or you'll get some reminders that your call's on. And then we can take that next step and get you to where you want to go. Let's make this year your best year yet. Even if you feel like it's not right now, we'll do a turnaround and get you to where you need to be. Cheers.